Hello, Commanders. My name is Squigookin, and today I wanted to talk to you about a couple of applications that I use in Elite Dangerous, along with my HTC Vive virtual reality head-mounted display. So, a couple of these devices, applications, I should say, you should be somewhat familiar with. There's been a lot of talk about them on the subreddit as well as on YouTube, and those are Voice Attack and the accompanying HCS Voicepacks. Now, what these do are allow you to create and use voice commands to execute actions within the game. Voice Attack itself is the bare application that allows you to program them, and the HCS Voice Pack is a robust set of commands that have been put together by HCS, which is a company, and paired them with voice responses by various different sci-fi voice actors and actors of lore, such as William Shatner, the guy who played Data from Star Trek Next Generation, as far as Astra herself, the woman who voiced the AI for the base game Elite Dangerous. That is the one that I currently have, and I do highly recommend it because, like I said, they did a lot of the legwork of programming all the things in Elite Dangerous that you would really want, along with a lot of extras. I don't use a lot of the extras. I took a lot of it out because though it's kind of cool to show off at a party, maybe to show people how you can talk to your ship, I really just want the functionality out of it. So I kept what I needed and got rid of the rest. I'll go ahead and give you a quick demonstration on a few of these actions that I use it for, just so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So for my landing gear, for example, I can do this, gear down, and we see that my landing gear deployed, gear up, and it retracts. Same thing with my cargo scoop, scoop,
Cargo scoop deployed.
scoop.
Cargo scoop retracted.
So those are some simple functions that can free up a button or not make the requirement for you to move your hand off of your flight stick so that you can stay on target a little bit more easily. And the other added bonus is because HMD obscures your vision in the real world, it's one less thing you have to look down for or fumble for, whatever the case may be. The thing that I do find it really useful for, aside from docking, which it's worth its cost just for that alone, that you can request docking and it'll automatically go to your controls panel, go down, request docking, and you're good to go. The thing that I do use it for that's very useful is for power distribution. So if I'm in a combat scenario and I want to go face to face with somebody because I do have very powerful engineered shields, and I know that I can outlast them, I can do something like this. Tank. Or it'll automatically go 3 pips to systems and 3 to weapons. And then just based on what fire group I'm using, I can throw another pip to weapons or throw another pip to systems, whatever I gotta do. But it gets me a really good base profile that I can just make a quick tweak from instead of having to make the 5 to 7 adjustments with the hat switch that I would have to do if I was doing it all manually. Another scenario I use it for is if I have to get out of dodge because my shield's about to go down and I need to frame shift out of there, I will say evade. My Windows just tabbed out on me for an unknown reason. So let's go back into that and try that again. Evade. And there you see that it goes 3 to systems and 3 to engines so that I can protect my butt while I'm hightailing it out of there. Alright, so that is that is Voice Attack and HCS Voicepacks. And that's most of the functionality that I use them for right there. Another thing that I do use it for is in using the program that I really want to talk to you about, which is OVRdrop. If you have an HTC Vive, you play Elite Dangerous, and you're not using OVRdrop, in my humble opinion, you're doing it wrong. This is an amazing program that allows you to bring a desktop window into your virtual space, and then you can even still use it just as if it were your desktop within your ship. So right now you don't see anything in my ship other than what you would expect to be here, but let me go ahead and show you what this is going to do. So right now what you see is my desktop. I'm obviously in VR in my cockpit. On the left side of my desktop, you see the game itself at a relatively low resolution. It's a 4K monitor, so it's higher than you would expect, but relatively low resolution. And you see my browser Firefox down below that with a few tabs open. And on the right side, you see the Steam VR mirror of my left eye. And the reason why I have it set up like this is because OVR, it will not show up in the game window on the left side, but it will show up in the Steam VR mirror image on the right. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. Screen up. There you have it. So the window on my desktop, my browser, is copy and pasted right into Steam VR in the exact location that I programmed it to be at, and it is completely functional for me. Let me scroll down here. See, we have Nara right here, where I have all of the materials that I have selected based off the blueprints that are dog-eared for upgrades on my ship. So when I'm out there grinding materials, or I'm in a combat zone and I'm picking up materials after destroying the ship, I know exactly what I need, and if I don't need it, I can leave it. And the big benefit to that is that I don't have to waste space in my materials and data inventory on things that I'm not even trying to get. I don't have to memorize a list of 50, 60 different components. We can tab through here. We have EDDB. We have Coriolis for engineering. And of course, we have the Elite Dangerous subreddit. Oh, and it looks like while I was in here, I managed to tab something open. Let's get rid of that. All right. So I oriented it where it is because it doesn't obscure me from any of my holographic HUD elements out in front of me. What it does do is it does slightly obscure my left UI window. But that's no bother because, like you saw, I can put it away and pull it back up at will. Screen down, and it goes away. Screen up. So one drawback to the current build of this is that it, regardless of what the depth of the screen is, where you position it in your world, it will still overlay on top of anything, even if it's obscuring things that are closer to you than the screen is itself. I know you can't tell depth perception like I can while I'm in virtual reality, but I set this screen to be a little past arm's length away. It's about 2 to 3 feet away from me. So had it been a real monitor in my ship, I'd be able to see my entire throttle and left leg, or at least most of my leg down to about my foot. But because it lays on top of it, it's just a drawback to the current build of this. Now, I do know that the developer, based off of what he has said on Steam, and if I haven't mentioned it, this is available on Steam, he's working on a newer, more robust build. I do not know if this would be an issue that will be fixed in that build. I hope it is, but I'm not too optimistic because that does seem like a very challenging thing to fix with how that this program actually works. So, fingers crossed, but I'm not getting my hopes up too high. So that's basically what OVRdrop does. And just for the record, I'm currently running Steam VR. I'm sorry, not Steam VR. I'm running graphics at VR medium. I typically run them at VR ultra. With things with the resolution set a little bit higher than the base settings for VR ultra. I'm running a pretty powerful rig. I have the 2016 Titan Pascal on a water block, as well as a 7700K i7 processor, overclocked at 5 gigahertz. I don't think that much power is necessary to run all this. But with me having the mirror image open and also doing video capture, I had to turn my settings down a little bit just to make sure that everything stays nice and smooth for you guys. If you guys do see any jitter or if the frame rate doesn't seem all that smooth, I assure you it's just video capture. Everything that I'm seeing is butter smooth and could not be any more impressive. All right, so that is OVRdrop, Voice Attack, and HCS Voicepacks. They're all very cool. They are very useful, and using them in this way, I think it's a great way to incorporate all of the third-party apps that are frankly essential to really get the most out of Elite Dangerous. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or if there's anything else you want to see OVRdrop do, I'm willing to do that as well, as long as it's within reason. Just let me know. All right. So thank you guys and have a good one. It's Luke out.